Okay, we are on our seventh video. Exciting. This is Gimel Amud Aleph in Bava Kama Arba Avos, and we are examining the brisa that had proven that both Regel and Shane were Avos. It proved that Regel was an Av. How so? How did we prove that Regel was an Av? Very simply, we proved that Regel was an Av because it had the pasuk of Vishalach, Meshacha Regel Shor V'Chamor. We proved that Shane is an Av because it says Uvaer. Once we know Uvaer, so then, where do we go from there? We prove that Uvaer means Shane, and we had a pasuk Uvaer Hagalal Atumo. So now the Gemara asks, Amar Mar. This is the second Amar Mar. Again, quoting the brisa. The first couple lines here are just going to be quoting the brisa. Amar Mar Uvaer Zua Shane. Right? Uvaer refers to Shane. V'chein hu Omer, and so too it says, Kasher Yevaer Hagalal Atumo. Okay. Why was it so important for the pasuk to say Kasher Yaver Hagalal Tumo? Halav Hachi, because let's say we didn't have this second pasuk of Uvaer Hagalal Tumo, right? But Mayo Kimatla, what would I have done with Uvaer? I would have read Uvaer in the pasuk, and I would have said, I have no idea what it's talking about. So what do we say? Right? So where would I put it? Karen. If I would have said, let's put Uvaer to prove Karen. Right? Chsiv, I already have a pasuk. V'chiyigach. Right? And now regel, if I would say maybe it teaches us regel, well, hold on. Chsiv, I already have a shalach. That already teaches me all that I need to know about regel. So itztrich, I need it. Why? Again, we're going to put in a sakataita chamina. Maybe I would have thought, right? Samach ta'araf. Maybe I would have thought sakataita chamina. Edi v'edi aregel. Right? That they're both refer to regel. Had azil mimela. Right? Now, why would I need two psukim to teach me? Why would I need Uvaer and V'regel to teach me, Uvaer and V'shalach to teach me that regel is an Av? Because there'd be two different cases. Ha da'azal memela, ha da'shalach shluchei. Right? I might have thought that V'shalach that Uvaer teaches me when the animal goes out and destroys with its legs on its own, and V'shalchei shluchei, that when the shalach comes and teaches me that when the animal is sent by its owner to destroy, that's when it's obligated. And therefore I would need two psukim. Kamash malon. Because I have the pasuk uvaer hagalal ad tumo, right, from the top of our page. So since I have that pasuk, I know that uvaer refers to Shane. And therefore I have three psukim that prove to me that three things are avos. By Karen I have kiyigach, by Regel I have Vishalach, and by Shane I have Uvaer. Okay? And all three of those psukim have the three. V'hashta de oke Shane. So now, the Gemara says, now that I know that Uvaer refers to Shane, right? Regel de azum emela minalan. How do I know that if an animal goes on its own and destroys with its legs that you're chayav? So the Gemara says, Dumya de Shane. We always learn one thing from Shane and learn it to Regel, or we'll learn the similar laws from Regel applying to Shane. And just as Ma Shane Lo Shna, just like when it comes to Shane, it makes no difference. Shacha Shluchei Lo Shna the Azom Emela. It makes no difference whether the animal was sent on it by the owner or the animal went on its own. Af Regel, so too, just like by Shane, it makes no difference. So too, when the animal destroys with its feet, Lo Shna Shluchei Shlocha Shluchei. Loshna azom emela. It makes no difference whether the animal was sent or whether it went on its own. Okay. So that's how we know that both psukim are necessary, but the Gemara is not done attacking yet. Lichsa rachman of v'shalach. Right? So let the Torah only write v'shalach and don't v'lobai and don't write uve'er. The mashma regel umashma shein, because v'shalach will teach me regel and shein. The Gemara is trying to save ink here. It says the Torah, you didn't need Uvayer and Vishalach. So the Gemara is going to say, right, you could have just learned Regel and Shane simply from Vishalach. You didn't need the Pasuk Uvayer. Right? Why would I have learned Regel from Vishalach? So that's obvious, right? Regel Chamor. So I would have learned that out. But hold on, how would I have learned Shane from the Pasuk Vishalach? That doesn't seem to compute. Uvayer teaches me that. But how would I have known Shane? So the Gemara says, Mashma Shane, Dechsiv, watch this, the Shane behemoth Vishalach bam. There's a pasuk that says Shane and Vishalach. So now I could say, hold on a second, maybe Vishalach teaches me Shane as well. It's a good challenge. Right? So the Gemara says, Lav Kro Yisera. So if I didn't have the quote-unquote Yisera extra pasuk, okay, if I didn't have this extra pasuk of uvaer, hava amina. Hava amina means I would have thought. Hey Alf, hava amina. I would have thought. Oha oha. Right? I could have said that either this pasuk or that pasuk. O regel de haziko matsui. Right? I would have thought that maybe it teaches me regel where it's the damage is common. Oh, Shane dieshana laziko, right? Or I would have learned, right, that by Shane that the hana, right, that the animal's getting benefit and it's getting gratification from its damage, right? So I wouldn't have learned both. I could have only learned one or the other, right? So now, so the Gemara says that's why I needed both v'shalach and uvayer. So the Gemara says, hold on a second. Michte, let's see here. Hold on. Shekulin hein. Right? Both Shane and Regel are equal. In other words, we would have learned them both out. Right? Ve'avohu shnehem. Right? So both of them we should have learned both of them from one single pasuk. To have a minayu mefakas. Right? Because which one of them could you exclude? Which one of these would you exclude? So therefore, the Gemara says, itztrich. Rather, I need both psukim, both uvaer and v'shalach. Why? Salka taitach amina. Again, I might have thought hani mile hechi deshalach shluche, that these laws only apply when the animal sends it out. Because if I only had v'shalach, it seems to me that these laws only apply when it's sent out. Right? That's what it seems. Right? Ava azla mimela lo. But when the animal goes on its own, no. Kamash malan. The Gemara ends off by saying we conclude that no, that's not true. Okay, and we still have time here. Okay, so that's the end of the two dots. We're on the bottom of Gimel Amud Aleph. Let's see what the Gemara says. Toldo the Shane Mai. The Gemara is now going to examine what are the toldos of Shane. Okay, we saw the toldos of Karen. Now what are the toldos of Shane? Nischa b'kotel la'nosa, v'tinfa peres la'nosa. Remember, again, we said that Karen had one thing in common. All the toldos of Karen had one thing in common. What was it? That they intend to damage. Shane and Regel is not where they intend to damage, but rather where they're trying to get benefit. So one of the toldos of Shane is that it rubs up against the wall, right? So the animal has an itch, wants to scratch itself against the wall for its own benefit, destroys the wall. Okay, it didn't recognize its own strength. So too the animal is, let's say, hot, and it wants to roll around in fruit, not to damage the fruit, but in order to get benefit. But when an animal rolls around in fruit, guess what's going to happen? It's going to get destroyed. Those are the toldos of Shane. Now the Gemara asks, hold on, my shna Shane, right? So what's so different about Shane? What's so unique about Shane? Right? So, right, it seems to be just like everything else. It has hana to the damager, right? It's your property, and you're obligated to guard it. Harinami, right? So the subcategories also, right? What's the difference between the av of Shane and these subcategories? Haninami yeshana lazika u'moncha shmirasach alecha. So too in the tolos, right? When the animal destroys the wall or it rubs around in the fruit, so too it gives benefit. It's your property, and you have to guard it. Gemara says, yeah, you're right. The tolos of Shane kashain. The tolos of Shane are just like Shane. V'chikam Rapapa Toldo de Regel, and when Rapapa talked about the fact that there are differences between Avos and Toldos, what was he talking about? He was talking about Regel, right? Where do we see this? What are the Toldos of Regel? Toldo de Regel Mahi. What are the Toldos of Regel? Hazika begufa derech elucha. It's where the animal. One of them is where the animal, in the course of its walking, right, damages. Okay, Bisara derech elucha, or the hair. Its hair, right, in the way it's walking, it destroys something. Bishul of Shalah, or its pack, destroys something. Berpumbia Shabapia, or the bit in its mouth, destroys something. Right? Or Bazuk Shabatsara, or the belt tied around its neck, right? That damages something. Now, in our next video, we're going to start off with is asking the question of Maishna Regel. Why is Regel different than its Todos? Right? That's what we're going to look at. We'll say that they all have something in common. And we'll stop here.